fairly to everyone, no matter what, if they are very big dealer or very small dealer, that there should be a space and an ability for him also to get a fair share of the business.
If that happens, then this business will be,
And you see that not having a colored stone center where a buyer can come to one place and get from tools to all his requirements in one center is missing in this country.
Yes.
So like in Thailand, if you go, you have one building, you can find diamonds, jewelry, cutting equipment, wax, anything you want. The trade is in one building. This is missing, and this would make a big difference in the trade, in your opinion.
Yes.
What are the other things you see is like it is important that?
And even now we are exporting our raw materials. So I think in my way of thinking, I think we must do the process here, because exporting raw materials means we are losing our people's opportunities, right? So that's why this industry not grow, because the raw material is the basic thing.
Ingredients for labor and manufacturing and everything else. So if that's another thing, that you would like all the raw material to be processed here. And to be market ready when it leaves the country.
Yes. You see, whereas now I have seen, according to my statistics, if you want to buy a yellow sapphire natural 3 carat, I think we have to go to India another 2 years later, because we cannot find the material here, because India has stopped more than 80% yellow sapphires, Sri Lankan yellow sapphires now stopped already in India.
In Jaipur.
So I think there is, near future, if I need a yellow sapphire, I think I have to travel to Jaipur and get.
Even though you are Sri Lankan from Sri Lanka. So up to now, it's legally allowed to export raw material. I can export rough stones from Sri Lanka.
No, not all, but we have allocated only Gevda material, because we have a Thailand agreement. Between Thai government and Sri Lanka government, we have an agreement. So according to that agreement, Thai people can import to their country if they deposit a sum of like minimum $10,000, so they can purchase raw materials and get valuation by GEM authority. So still they can.
And they are the only country that can take out rough stones from this country.
Yes, only Gevdas, not other materials.
Are you a Buddhist?
No, I am a Catholic.
In Sri Lanka, in stones in Sri Lanka, they are using stones for astrology and these purposes. Have you seen in Thailand or while you travel if they are using stones for this kind of thing, or is it only for beauty?
No, I don't think, because Thai people don't go for astrological purpose. They are investing only for
the value of the stone. And when you have been dealing, is there a market, in your opinion, in Sri Lanka for precious stones?
Definitely. I don't know. If we make a policy on 50 years before, every Sri Lankan must wear a blue sapphire, at least 2 carat. So we have a population like now 20 million. So out of 20 million, at least half of the people wearing blue sapphire, 2 carat. So that way of investment, if it is now, so you can see what kind of
value there will be in this country. Now, is there like in India, it is very common that families keep their wealth not in banks but in jewelry, means in gold and gemstones. Now it's mostly diamonds. Thais also, they prefer to keep their money in their stock, either gold or in stones. Have you seen that trend here in Sri Lanka at all, or is that completely disappeared? Because in the old
No,
days,
yeah. The thing is, Sri Lanka. People thinking gold is the only precious one. They can convert it to money very fast, and they don't invest for blue sapphires or yellow sapphires for investment purpose because they cannot convert. They think this cannot be converted immediately for
into cash.
cash. So that mentality
Is
is
still
there,
there.
still there.
Is there a way, is the Gem and Jewelry Authority providing any kind of facilities
Yeah.
for traders, gems and jewelry traders, to be able to convert their stones or to be able to even borrow against the stone like a property or a house as security in this country?
Yeah, because in other countries, they have assurance bank people. So even if you have some sort of jewel, you can even deposit 10
Correct. You can borrow against that
yeah.
as a asset.
asset.
Is that available? Is that service available in Sri Lanka?
No, it's not available. So that's why we are finding difficult to get this trade
So
moving.
if that instrument was put into place, it would really help the trade. It would be a big service to the trade.
Definitely.
If someone was able to evaluate the stone and say, okay, at a low level, this is the value of the stone,
Yeah.
we can lend you 60% or 50%, whatever they look at the risk factor, they can keep the stone and they lend against that. It would be a big boost to the industry, you would say.
Yeah, not even lending. If a government give a very nominal interest rate for the trade, okay, we are prepared to give very nominal interest rate. Why don't you invest on your trade and boost the trade? Then I think there are a lot of ability people.
Who
But-
would be
Yes,
willing to invest in the trade for if there was an incentive for them to invest, and
yes.
they are able to get low interest loans
Yeah.
to boost the industry.
yeah. Because it's my experience. Most of them, I have suburb cutters. They don't. They have the order, but they don't have to purchase the material. They don't have money. So sometimes they ask my help. Can you help? Because I have order. Definitely, I will pass your money within 1 week after finish this order. So there are a lot of people. Ability people. Skillful people. But the problem is
Cash flow.
cash flow, and there is no system to help him.
Has the bureaucracy changed in the last 10 years? Is it easier to trade stones now in Sri Lanka than before, or the red tape is still the same?
No, there is no red tape like that. The problem is we have to do our homework and get into the different markets, I think. Because if we are in right line, I think marketing is not a problem. The problem is we have to gear up ourselves to the correct products and work together, then we can achieve this.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. Legov. Can you give me a little background about yourself, where you were born, where you grew up, and so we have a little background of before you got into gemology.
Okay, I am born in France in 1985, and I make all my study in my mother country, and when I finished my high school, I decided to find a job, and most of the time I used to collect crystals, so I tried to find a job with something about crystals. So I decided to learn about jewelry, and after jewelry I decided to continue in gemology way, and